Hey guys. Hey guys, friends. Thank you for joining me. I hope this video finds you well. If you're new, then hello. Look at that timing. My name is Jo and I do nail stuff. Nail stuff. Tra la 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 Baileys. Today I'm going to do a Christmassy. I can't remember. I'm again not prepared. We're going to start. Oh, get the fuck on with it, woman. Jeez. With Fawn. Which is a gel perfection polish, which you can find at diamondglitters.co.uk. Is where you'll find all the gel perfection and all the glitter and goodies that I use, and you can use code TEAMDG for a discount. I'm sorry, I have no idea why I've got the giggles. It just seems to be happening at the moment. So I've done 5 nails with Fawn, and I'm now taking chocolate truffle. And I'm going to start drawing some bricks. The nail with the stocking on that I'm doing, and then I sort of do other stuff as well. I saw a picture of it on Pinterest, but whoever had put the picture on Pinterest had cut whoever the tech was. There was no name on it. Okay, that's where I'm going. So I don't know who it's by, but it's loosely inspired by, and I probably don't do it any justice, but we're giving it a go anyway. So I'm doing some horizontal lines, and then I'll cure them, or even sort of half cure them maybe, and then I'm going to do some bricks. So bricks are easy, just lines, and then lines in between those lines underneath those lines, and then I will cure that as well. And then I'm biting my finger skin. Sounds gross, doesn't it? I'm now taking iced mocha. Look at my nails. What would Jules say? We'll get to that in a minute, shall we? Taking iced mocha, and I'm just going to do sort of little streaky patches on the bricks, not over the whole brick. I suppose what you could do is, before drawing out the lines for the bricks, is just kind of do this all over the nail, but I wanted to do it this way so that I did it between each brick, as opposed to having that just kind of all over the place. But you could essentially just or even get like a fan brush, you know, those. I'm holding my hand in a certain way. You can't see my hand, but you know what I mean. So you could do that over the whole nail with a fan brush, but like I say, I wanted it to be per brick to do a little bit. So it's a bit faffy, but I'm on lockdown, so I have nothing to do but faff. That's why I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to cure that, and then I took chocolate truffle again. Wait, iced mocha. Wait, I'll put it on screen because I can't remember which one's which. And I'm doing the same. And then once I got to the end of doing this, well, I'm doing the same, but kind of doing it in the bits where I hadn't put the other colour. Just to give it kind of brick effect. Bricks don't look like that, but when you're drawing them, kind of looks a bit brickish, does it not? And then I thought it was a bit too dark, so I decided to pat it with my finger. I'm normally so far behind because I just ramble a load of nonsense, and now I'm ahead of myself, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna have a sip of Baileys just to kill some time. Okay. That's the good stuff. So I'm now patting that before curing it, just to kind of give it a bit of a texture as opposed to streaks. You want to pat it really lightly, otherwise you just kind of pick it all up with your finger, but that kind of did what I wanted it to do. And I'm now I've done that over 2 nails, so I'm going to take Ready or Not. I wasn't looking at the screen, I was scratching my schnosbo. And I'm going to draw a stocking, and then I think I did 2 coats of that. Yes. And then I'm going to do some mittens on this hand, so just a thumb and then a big oval with a straight top. Because there's kind of shading and shadows, and these nails kind of look like there's a lot going on, so I wanted to keep, as long as each bit was kind of simple, then once you put them all together, it looks, you know, like, wow, that's a lot of stuff going on. That's a lot of work. But each step is kind of relatively simple. So these are the mittens, and I'm not giving that one a thumb because they're going to overlap, and I will define where they overlap at some point, I hope. So I'm now taking Alaska, excuse me, and doing the top of the stocking, and I actually changed this. I hate it when people use actually too much. You know, my niece says it all the time. Well, actually, are you actually doing this? It's unnecessary. It's like a new thing that kids are doing, and I don't like it. But I actually changed the bottom where this white meets the red. I did it kind of crinkly, but I changed that at some point and made it straight. I don't know if I got that on camera. Anyway, so I'm drawing what is this bit called? The fluff, the floof, the top, whatever, the white stuff. And I'm going to cure that, and then what's happening next? Same with the mittens. So doing the white floof, the floof, the cuffs, the cuffs. And again, crinkling the bottom. I'm not sure if I changed that. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh, I've said about the code TEAMDG for a discount at Diamond Glitters. They've got a sale on at the moment on their foils, I think, that ends midnight on the last day of November. 30 days of September, so the 30th of November. So go and grab some goodies from there. And I also have a code for pop sockets, which I think expires on the 20th. It's 20% off. The code is BB MISSJO. And that's 20% off on pop sockets. I freaking love pop sockets. I've got loads of them. I did a video before this video about a new pop socket. Right, shut up. What are we talking about? I've done a little black circle at the top, and we'll worry about that in a bit. I've now mixed a bit of black out. Or was it black glass? I'll write on screen. With the red to make a darker red, and I'm going to put some shadowing, so down the left of the stocking and along the bottom, and then just kind of drag it over onto the red, so kind of streak it over. It doesn't have to be you know, a perfect ombre or anything, because it's going on the cured red. So just using my brush to kind of drag it over onto the red to give this kind of shaded shadow area, and then I'm just doing a second coat on the white, and I'll do the same with the mittens here. So I'm taking that mix and popping it to the left of everything, just to the left, to the left, to the left. My niece said that her maths teacher has a song that she sings, and it's to the left, every time you multiply you move to the left. Which I thought was amazing. My maths teacher didn't sing. My maths teacher was a nun though, so Beyonce probably wasn't her forte. So I'm doing that to the left of each glove, and then again just sort of streaking it across the red a smidge, like so. Just adding a bit more. It's really subtle detail, but once it's all done, it does look kind of cool. And again, giving the Alaska a second coat on there. Someone asked in the comments about, you know, designs that have like shading and shadows and things, and I've done my scenes, the summer beachy scenes and things, with like reflections in the water of palm trees and whatever else. So I thought we'll give something like this a go, and here we are. I'm now taking royal red. Oh, The Crown's on Netflix today, isn't it? The new season. And I'm going to do some highlights with this. So I'm doing this on the right side, and just doing the same as we did with that darker mix. So putting the light on there, and then just kind of dragging it towards the center. Obviously the center isn't wet, so we're not ombreing, we're just pulling it towards the center. And the same on here on the right of each glove. To the right, with that royal red. And if you didn't have like a lighter red, you could mix a tiny bit of white with your darker red to make a lighter red, but obviously not too much white, otherwise it will go pink. And then I will probably do the second coat of white on this. No, have I done that? I've already done that. I'm now taking one of the other nails, and I'm going to use Make It Velvet and cure that. And what are we doing with this one? Oh yes, I'm going to do half a sweater nail. So I did a video, I'll put a link in the description to I'll put a link for some other Christmas videos, and also to doing sweater, jumper, cable knit nails. So I thought, let's give it another go, because I did them and they were fine, but the knit pattern itself, I didn't look at any pictures or anything, so the pattern wasn't that great. So I'm starting with this. I've used Fawn, the gel polish, to draw those lines, and then I'm going to cover them with this. I'm a gel tech, so I don't have this is the only acrylic I own. It's non-branded. It's just cheap naff acrylic from eBay or something, that I use to patch up my nails if I sort of start to get a break. So I'm pouring that on there. So don't diss my acrylic, or do, I don't care, you know. And then I'm dusting that off, and then I'm going to do a pattern, and I think I did okay here. I was quite surprised. I was doing like little mini Mexican wafer Joe. So I'm doing this pattern, which is quite popular for this design, this sort of nail, down and then diagonally across and then down, and then starting the next one sort of halfway up from the one above. You can see. What you can see is going to explain it better than I can. And then I think, because I was feeling cocky when I did this little bit here, I was like, whoa, look at me! Did a knit pattern! So did I cover that in stuff, or did I go straight on to the next bits? How cocky was I feeling? I'm not sure. I hope everyone's okay. We're in lockdown still here oh no, I wasn't that cocky. Still in England, and I've heard rumours that it may go on longer than December the 2nd, so who knows? I may never see another client again. But I am just spending my time filming, editing, and building a Lego gingerbread house. And dusting that off. So each time you do that, you obviously want to give it a full cure so that you can dust it off and carry on. And I like to make sure, I'll file that little bit at the bottom at the end. I like to make sure that when I do pop the acrylic powder on, that I go over it a few times with the powder, pour it over a few times, just to make sure it's fully saturated in the gel, so that you can't see any kind of shininess of the gel, so you know that it's really, you know, that's the soaked up noise. Soaked up the acrylic. So I pour it over a few times, and then I thought I was feeling all brave, like, look at me doing a great knit pattern, I'm just going to do the whole thing, but obviously I wasn't. I was still doing it bit by bit. And then here I'm just going to do some wiggles on each side, but you know, I'm sure your knit patterns are better than mine, so do whichever pattern you like on this bit. I wonder if I could do like a knit effect, but not a knit pattern, like just write like fuck off in a knit pattern. So that's that. And then on the top part of that nail, I decided to put some snowflakes, after umming and ahhing. I did try a few different things first, but I didn't like them. So I'm doing vertical line, horizontal line, diagonal lines, and then I cure them because I'm going to do dot snowflakes, because I did try doing ones where you draw like the little V's in between each line and get sort of like a spiky snowflake, but the whole thing was just too small and I just gave up. So I'm doing dot snowflakes, and I thought they kind of went with the cozy jumper knit as well, kind of puffy, you know, do you know what I mean? Oh, I say that in all my videos, don't I? There's probably people shaking their head like, no, don't know what you're talking about, you're being a wally. So I'm going to cure that and then repeat. Okay, here's the comment I want to get to. This is Jules. She said, I can't believe she's doing nails, hers look terrible. Not terrible, terrible. I thought it was hilarious, so naturally I replied. Feel free to pause and read my reply. So I thought I'd give Jules a shout out. Hey Jules, sorry my nails aren't up to scratch. Feel free to come round in your free time and paint my nails for me, but I'm kind of busy. doing videos. So yeah, I put that in a comment on my channel, and a lot of you have commented it and like been like, fuck you. So that's amazing. I also have this from Brittany Mansfield. She was saying about the stag in my last video needs a name, and I cannot believe I didn't name him. But then I read this that says male reindeer shed their antlers at the end of the mating season in early December, but females have them throughout winter. So all of Santa's sleigh reindeers are female, which I love, because, you know, you've got to trust a woman to get a job done properly. And then Sherry Swanson Becker said both male and female have them, but then that went off the screen really quickly. So I do need to name the stag from the last video. I'm topping this top part with Make It Velvet, just to match and have a matte nail. What should we name the stag? I was going to call it Stagros, but it's a girl, so I'm going to call it Deirdre. Deirdre the Deer. Dear Deirdre. There's a newspaper in England called The Sun. It's a trash red tabloid newspaper, and it has this column. I think it's this newspaper. I don't know. I don't read it. Called Dear Deirdre, which is like an agony aunt column. And I think there's, you know, people write in like, my boyfriend watches too much porn. What shall I do? Anyway, so I'm going to call the stag, the deer, the reindeer, Deirdre. I'm now taking black glass, which is like a black jelly polish from Gel Perfection, of course. And I'm going underneath the white to kind of make it look like, and give it some shadowing. So that white looks like, you know, it's thick and it's 3D, or, you know, it's just puffy. And then I've mixed some... Did I not do the same on this then? Obviously not. I've mixed some blackout, the tiniest bit of blackout, the black polish, with white, to make a little grey and just give these mittens, the, what do we call them, cuffs, a bit more detail and shading. You could use a grey polish, but I had black and white on my palette already, so I just mixed some together. And again, just dragging that across over onto the white, to give a bit more detail. You can't see it very well on camera, but it's there, I promise. And now I'm going to do the opening at the top of the stocking. So I'm going to use that grey mix again and just paint a curved line and kind of fill it in. And then I get Alaska and I put some more white in, and then I get a bit of the black glass or a bit of black, and just kind of play around with it. See, I'm putting some more Alaska at the back there. I, again, wasn't looking at a picture as per, so I didn't know where to put the shading and stuff. So just kind of making it up. A bit light there and a bit dark there, and then added some, do I add some black here? Maybe some black glass. Oh, it's frozen. There's nothing happening. I'm not doing anything. Yes, so I've added a bit more of the black glass into that grey mix, just to make it a bit darker, and really just kind of just poking around, not doing any particular thing, just kind of stabbing at it to get a kind of shadow look. So I'm now going to add some string to these mittens. I did this string like 20 times, slight exaggeration probably, because I just wasn't happy with it, and I know string wouldn't fall like that. I think that's why it was annoying me, because, you know, string, they wouldn't dangle with a big loop, but I wanted them to have a loop. So I'm taking one side of the string into the black dot, and one side coming out of the black dot, so it looks like it's going through them. And then I'm going to add some teeny tiny stars. I did want to do snowflakes here, but I just thought they would look too messy because it's so tiny. So you see the tip of my brush here, at the very tip of the brush, there's the tiniest little point on the end of it that's thinner than the rest of the brush. I'm using that bit with the tiniest amount of product on my brush, and just using that very tiny point at the end to get those thin lines, and doing a really, really light pressure. But you could do 4-pronged stars instead of 6, 8. I don't know, I'm not counting. And then I'm adding some dots, and a dot in between each of these stars that are masquerading as snowflakes. kind of cute. And that is going in the lamp. I'm doing a lot of flash curing, but then if I go over something, then I'll make sure that whatever's underneath it has been full cured. Just added a loop to the stocking, so that's hanging up. And then in my look at me, I can do a knit pattern. Decided to do a full knit nail. So I'm taking fawn again, and I'm going to draw out. Oh, this is when I got cocky and thought I'm not going to add powder and then cure and then do the next bit. I'm going to do it all in one go. And I kind of wish I hadn't, because this bit here I should have done way thicker. I did want it thinnish because I didn't want it to be fat in comparison to the half a nail of knit that we'd already done. But I definitely should have done this bit fatter, shouldn't I? Or bought those, or done the initial lines, vertical lines closer together, so this bit wouldn't have looked so sparse. But maybe this is an old, this is an old jumper. It's a bit threadbare. And then doing some wigglies on here as well, just to match the other one. Missed out the column with the dots. Never mind. So it's kind of a thin knit. It's a threadbare sweater. But I'm doing it all in one go because, I'm amazing at knit nails now. And then going to cover that with the powder again making sure that there's enough powder on it that it's going to be sucked up by the gel, and then when it's cured it's done and you dust it off. Somebody asked in the sweater video whether you top afterwards. I don't, if I'm doing it this way or with glitter, but you can top. Like I did one that's all done with gel instead of acrylic, if you don't like the rough feeling of the sort of raw glitter or the acrylic like this. But yeah, no, I haven't topped them. I don't know whether you'd lose. I think the pattern would have to be a lot higher, a lot more raised to not lose it when you top. But I kind of like the way this looks. So that's staying like that. Can't see it very well on camera, can you? And then, God, my nails are a state, aren't they? Jules was right, but so wrong at the same time. There's a reason. It's not like I don't get my nails done. Do them my fucking self. Just can't be asked. Spend all day designing sets, painting sets, editing the videos. I look at nails enough. I don't want to do my own today. Okay, is that all right? Thanks. So I'm now taking the black glass, and you could use just the black glass for this, but I, for some reason, made my own little concoction because I was there and I like mixing stuff. I feel like a scientist. Can I help anybody over here? I am a scientist. So I mixed the black glass with a little tiny bit of Ready or Not and a bit of base coat and a tiny bit of black. Why? I don't know. It probably does exactly the same as the black glass, but I'm adding a shadow, so I just did it all down the left of everything, like we did with the shading on the actual mittens and the stocking, and the same on this. So I'm going down the left and just under the left side, and then thought I'll take it behind the string. And I think this is my favorite bit because this is when I looked at it and was like, oh my god, looks like a shadow, and thought that was really cool. So now they are hanging free, so I'm guessing that black nail sticking out the wall is quite long. So adding that, and then I don't think I did a second coat of it. No, I didn't, because I wanted it to stay quite sheer. I wondered whether to put some round on the right, but that's not how shadows work. So I just did it all to one side, and then I decided to keep this bit in to show you that, videos are edited that you see online. They don't all go perfect at the right time. You're not always happy with what you've done. So this is me writing Dexter, who is my doggo, and I just wasn't happy with it each time. I fit it on, and then I wasn't right, or I didn't leave enough room for this, that, and the other. So this was just to show you that, don't ever feel like, oh, that video shows it going perfectly. It doesn't work like that. That's just not, it's not real. Some of these videos will take hours to film, with so many wipes and redos. And I've said before, unless I'm wiping for a reason, when I put a nail in the lamp and then the next step, suddenly the nails looks like it's been wiped, it's because I've probably done the next step like 7 times. But I'm not going to show that every time because the video would be hours long, and you know, they're not teachable moments. They're just showing you me being frustrated and getting things wrong. So yeah, don't feel like videos you see online are done perfectly first time, because they're not. They're lying to you. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm just shit and I just can't get it right. Mine aren't anyway. So I'm now doing some more snowflakes on this one. I didn't know what to put on this. Is this the last one? Yeah. So I thought we've got the half and half for the, as my voice just changed, I'm rolling around on my bed. We've got the half and half of the sweater and the snowflakes, and then we've got a full sweater, so I thought we'll do a full snowflake as well. So I'm making some come off the sides as well, just so the pattern sort of keeps going, and then doing these dots. With these dots, oh, I'm moving again. With these dots, I was flash curing each one because they're so close together. They want to kind of, you know, join back up. If you put 2 drops of water on a surface really close to each other, they're going to want to and just join back up. And that's what was happening with these. So probably best to do, and I think I figured this out on maybe the last one, do the like vertical and then horizontal, because then you've got a gap between each of them, and then do the diagonal, so that the ones that are close together don't spend much time close together and therefore don't join back up. Get it? Yeah. And then adding some random dots. I filed off that bit at the top. The one at the top I filed off. Didn't like it. Had to go. So I went over it with fawn again and just redid that bit. So this is all of them. I hope you like them. I do really like this set. I think maybe the nude on the non stocking and thingy ones, maybe I could have gone a darker nude. I don't know. I like them. I hope you like them too. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at MISSJO's Nail Co. You can use code TEAMDG for a discount at Diamond Glitters. You can use code BB MISSJO's for a discount on Pop Sockets until the 20th. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Please hit subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.